Greetings everyone and welcome. This is episode 114 of Off the Sprue. In this video, I'll be assembling and detailing the Thunder Models LRDG truck chassis. Guys, in the previous video I assembled this beautiful Ford Mercury engine included in the Thunder Models LRDG truck, and it's time to assemble the chassis that this will be housed in. But first, a word from the sponsor.
I'm Lindy Swart. I'm the owner of Supernova Studio. We are an online store on the Bluff in Durban, South Africa. We sell hobby, arts and crafts products. The fudge is huge. My customers love our fudge. We've got Moddy who makes the fudge every Wednesday here at the office. So it's always fresh and it's always ready to go out. Some of my customers much prefer the fudge to my products. They often speak about my fudge. They say they order products just to get the fudge. We've got a beautiful online store. It's really easy to navigate. If you go onto supernovastudio.durban, you'll find us online.
Guys, the parts for the chassis is included in the B and C sprues. You can see there's some really beautifully detailed pieces. The frame especially, some very nice rivets, bolts and all sorts of things that one would find on the real thing. And this is actually quite easy to assemble as well. Just make sure that you follow the instructions properly. So that's the basic frame assembled. And at this point, guys, it's necessary to start, just make sure that everything, the engine as well as the radiator, will fit properly in this frame. You can see that I did a dry fit, and true to Thunder Models, this fits perfectly. So we are well on track to assembling this chassis. Now, after primer, I decided to add the base coat. In this case, it's AK Extreme Metal Steel. This is the replacement that I'm currently using for my Alclad paint. So this is the base color and it goes onto the frame. The rest of the chassis parts are included on the C sprues as well as some more on the B sprue. You can see there the differentials, the suspension parts, and these are the parts that I'll be assembling next. Again, guys, some beautiful detail on this and absolutely zero flash. I'm so impressed with these kits from Thunder Models. You can see there what a nice fit that is indeed, and with some proper sanding this can be made absolutely seamless. Now, one of the really cool features is that this kit allows you to turn the steering. I remember in previous videos I had to do some major surgery in order to achieve this. I'm thinking of the Jackal kit from Hobby Boss. Now, that is not necessary with this kit from Thunder Models. If you follow the instructions precisely, it is possible to turn the front steering, and quite ingenious how this works. I suspect that this is very close to how the real thing works as well. So when you decide to do this, just make perfectly sure that everything is lined up properly, so that the wheels are turned in the correct direction. So make sure that you take a good look at those instructions in the booklet. So there we go, the front differential with the turn steering assembled. Another cool feature of this kit is the detail on the leaf springs. Now, usually these are just sort of curved slabs of styrene, and that is not the case with Thunder Models. Also, drive shafts and even individual linkages are supplied. So you can really, guys, go to town with the details on this kit. And again, because this truck is so well raised off the ground, most of this stuff will be visible. So with all this assembled, it's time to get some primer on this on these parts, just in order to prep them. And again, I'll be using Mr. Hobby primer as well as the base color, aka Extreme Metal Steel. This is applied with my airbrush just to make sure that I've got a very even coat of steel color on these frame parts, on these chassis parts. Also apply some to those leaf springs. You can see the individual bolts, individual components of that leaf spring assembly. Now with all this done, I can move on to the next step, and that is fitting the engine to this newly painted frame. Of course, that looks factory fresh in bare metal steel, and fortunately this fits perfectly. And the next step will be to simply glue this to the frame. So there we go, the Ford Mercury V8 engine that we detailed in the previous video has been fitted, and I can move on to the remaining components, the gearbox, the drive shafts. This is actually quite tricky to assemble, so make sure that you follow the instructions precisely, test fit beforehand if possible, just to make sure that everything is well positioned. The next step is the leaf springs. You can see there the base steel color applied. And guys, next I started just to layer some paints. I'll be applying some rust colors with the sponge technique, and I'll also be applying some metallic colors. And no real recipe here. I was just layering paints until I arrived at a look that worked for me. I wanted some really well used leaf springs. So you can see there the metallic colors applied, the darker metallic colors. And the final step in this was to apply these rust colors, and for that I used the sponge technique. Now, this is something you've seen me do before. I used some cash register paper, a little piece of sponge, as well as those Tamiya tweezers, and this is now applied to the part with as little as possible paint on the piece of sponge. So just keep on dabbing that paint on there, layering the different colors, and eventually you'll arrive at a quite nice looking weathered, worn leaf spring assembly. You can see there the rust colors applied, as well as those darker metallics. I need a little bit of definition if you wish next, and for this I'll be applying a dark wash from Mick Productions. This is thinned down with their thinner and applied with a brush, just to run into all that recessed detail. We need some metallic shine on this, and for this I'll be using gunmetal. This of course being a pigment from Ammo Mick. Now this is polished onto the leaf spring, just all the recessed detail. You can see that the moment I start doing this, all that nice realistic metal shine starts to appear. This is such an effective technique to bring out metal colors in kit parts. Two other cool parts are these hoses that run from the radiator into the Ford Mercury V8. And for the rubber portions I used tire black. This is airbrushed onto these hoses. With this done, the next step is to carefully paint in the hose clamps, and they're really well detailed, guys, down to the tightening screws. And if you take your time with this, you can really arrive at a very nice looking result. I'm certainly loving these, and they will be very visible in the final model as well. So that's it for all the loose components. The only thing remaining now is to start assembling this. And the first parts to go on the frame, of course, are the leaf springs. Make sure that you assemble them in the correct order on the correct side. Read the instructions very carefully, and also make sure that you position those differentials in the correct position. Very nice the way this resembles the real thing. And guys, there's so much nice detail in these kits. I can highly recommend these kits from Thunder Models. So there's the rear drive shaft with its linkages glued to the chassis, connected to the gearbox, of course, the rear differential. Next up are these fuel tanks. And again, guys, we have the option here to add some photo etch. They're located on the C sprue. So there we go, 2 fuel tanks. And this little piece of styrene detail can be removed and replaced with some photo etch. So just remove that as indicated in the instructions. So next let's get the photo etch. This is included on a fret, included in this little baggie. And guys, some really nice crisp detail on this. You can see there number 28, and also I'll be using number 25 later on. So this is bent to shape, positioned in the correct position. There are the additional photo etch parts for the fuel tanks, beautifully detailed, of course. So there are the fuel tanks. They've been attached to the chassis with those mounting brackets, and they certainly look lovely and painted up and detailed. This certainly will add a lot of realism to the model. So these are the basic components, the basic parts of the chassis frame done. So with everything painted in the base steel color, I could move on and start weathering this. This looks like it just came out of the factory, and of course I need to age this. So what I did is add some rust colors again, as well as a darker gunmetal color, these being from the model color range of Vallejo. And for this, I started with the sponge technique. Now guys, there's various ways of doing this. What I'm showing you here is one of the techniques that I use frequently. This is definitely not the method, but it's a method that works well for me. So this is something I did again. I also used the same technique on the SAS Jeep that I'm currently working on, and I thought to do the same with the LRDG truck. So I first started with the darker rust color, just applying this to all the edges where the paint might be scraped off. Keep in mind that I'll be painting the base desert color over this, and I'll be doing some paint chipping as well. So what I'm doing now will be revealed in places where the paint has been chipped off the truck frame. So I just keep on building up that color with the sponge technique, using the darker rust color. Later I used some of the lighter rust. You can see there, that's the light rust. And also the gunmetal, and I just kept on applying this to different areas of the truck frame. I paid special attention to the exhaust, using a little bit more of the lighted rust color, and this is certainly starting to look the part. No longer looking factory fresh, of course, and that's exactly the look I'm after. So guys, there we go. That's the sponge technique done. Certainly loving this. And at this point, I thought to add some burnt metal. Of course, the frame around the engine will be hot, and I can only imagine how hot this got in the desert conditions in Libya. So I'm using AK Extreme Metal burnt metal, and that's just around the frame areas around the engine. That V8 it probably got very, very hot. So there we go, some additional color applied, and at this point, guys, I decided I was happy with this. So I sealed in all this color with microscale micro flat that also serves as a hardener. This is airbrushed onto the entire chassis. I remember in the previous video I started assembling this. This is the radiator setup. So I can finally now position this in place and add those radiator hoses. And as you remember, some chipping medium has been applied to the radiator as well for later on when I start chipping the paint. I need to add some chipping medium to the frame itself. Of course, this is a water-based product, and I'm using the exact same ratio as I did before: 1 part chipping medium and 2 parts tap water. This is sprayed onto the model with my airbrush. So guys, there we go. This is the result. The chipping medium has been applied. The chassis has been weathered to the base metal. And the next step is to get some color onto this, the desert colors, and that's something I'll be doing in the next video. So do join me in the next LRDG video when I'll be starting to apply some color to the truck chassis. Guys, a variety of LRDG truck kits from Thunder models as well as other vehicles are available on the Supernova Studio website. If you use the promo code Thunder, you will get 10% discount. So do make use of this opportunity and add a few of these kits to your stash. It's not every day that one gets the opportunity to get 10% discount off a brand new kit. So that is it then for video 114. Thank you for following along. Guys, as always, do follow me on Instagram. I do frequent updates of all my builds there. You're guaranteed not to miss a single thing. Thank you for watching.